the Lazy Prince and the Wise Old Man. In the grand kingdom of Ariamper, there lived a young prince named Kian. He was the only son of King Virat and Queen Leela, destined to inherit the throne one day. However, Kian had one great flaw: he was unbearably lazy. While the other princes of neighboring kingdoms trained in swordsmanship, studied philosophy, and learned the art of governance, Kian spent his days lounging on silk cushions, eating sweets, and gazing at the sky. "If I am to be king one day, why should I work now?" he would say. "The servants will do everything for me." His father, King Virat, grew worried. He knew that a lazy king would lead his kingdom to ruin. No matter how much he scolded or advised Kian, the young prince refused to change. One day, a wise old man arrived at the palace, seeking an audience with the king. He was known throughout the land for his wisdom and ability to solve the most difficult problems. Hearing about Kian's laziness, the old man smiled and said, "Your Majesty, I can help the prince, but I need 3 days with him." The king, desperate to reform his son, agreed. The next morning, the old man took Kian to the royal gardens and handed him a small empty sack. "Prince Kian, your task is simple," he said. "Fill this sack with the most precious thing in the garden before sunset." Kian sighed, annoyed. He plucked a few roses and tossed them into the sack. "That should be enough," he muttered, then went to rest under a tree. At sunset, the old man inspected the sack and shook his head. "Prince, you have failed. Tomorrow, you will have another chance." The next day, Kian thought for a moment and decided to collect fruits instead. "Fruits are valuable," he reasoned, "since people need them to eat." He lazily picked a few apples and oranges and threw them into the sack before going back to his usual idleness. At sunset, the old man frowned again. "Prince, you have failed once more. Tomorrow is your final chance." On the third day, Kian, growing impatient, decided to take things seriously. He walked around the garden, observing closely. This time, he noticed something he had ignored before: tiny golden seeds scattered in the soil. Curious, he dug a little and found a hidden chest filled with rare, magical seeds that could grow into the most valuable plants in the kingdom. Overjoyed, he filled his sack with these seeds and presented it to the old man. The old man smiled. "You have finally succeeded, Prince Kian. Do you know why?" Kian thought for a moment and replied, "Because today, I actually made an effort. I looked carefully, used my mind, and worked harder than before." The old man nodded. "Exactly. Your laziness blinded you from seeing true opportunities. Success, wisdom, and even happiness come only to those who make an effort. Just as a seed needs care to grow, your life needs effort to flourish." At that moment, something changed inside Kian. He finally understood that laziness was robbing him of his potential. From that day forward, he trained in swordsmanship, studied leadership, and worked tirelessly to become a wise and just ruler. Years later, when he became king, Ariamper flourished under his rule. And so, the lazy prince became the greatest king in the history of the kingdom, all because he chose effort over idleness.
Moral of the story: laziness blinds us to opportunities, while effort leads to success and greatness. Nothing grows without care, and no dream is achieved without hard work. Like and subscribe for more videos. Press the bell icon to get notification.